Okay, y'all, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. This is what I'm going to use for a gas line. Okay, it's 3/8. It's, I don't know, 10 foot long or so. So basically, I'm going to dead end here. I've got this handy dandy bender. So I've got to contour this frame back. It goes back here, and then it comes up and back. I need to end up somewhere right past that bracket there. The tank's going to be back there. Originally, the tanks was here in the cab. So I don't want it in the cab. You smell it. I don't like it. This was the original fuel line here. So it's rusty, crusty. Getting rid of it. I'm going to put this fuel line in there. Basically, this little bender here, it's all plastic. You put a, it's 5/8. You run it in the top. You hold it, and it just bends in your hand. But you've got to, you're the one caressing the, I don't know if caressing is the right word, but you're the one making the bends, basically. So this first bend here is going to be this frame here, getting it bent going up that way. Now I've got to run it down, and then I got to straighten it back out. So made that bend right there. That's this. Basically, you can see it there. It's bent at an angle there. So I've got that one. That's going to go there. Now I've got to come back here and bend up. So it'll go down, then up, or not up, but straight. It'll straighten out, go that way. Then it's going to stay straight for a long time, and then it's got to go gradually back uphill, and then it's going to dead end back there somewhere. So we're trying to work it here and see exactly what we can do with it. So I'll let you know when we get a little farther along here. Okay, y'all, let me give you some light on the subject. Okay. The brake line, I have hooked it up. It's right up there. I hooked it up and I ran it back all the way back to here, right up underneath that box. So if y'all watch this series, you'll know what I got that line out of. Well, that line was a long bed, so it was about 2 foot longer than that. Actually, right there's part of it laying there on the ground. There's another nipple of it. Anyway, about 2 foot too long, so I cut it off, reflared it, put it over there. That new line you see there is the fuel line. It starts up there. I've got it hooked to the fuel pump. I've got it run all the way back over here. So the new tank's gonna go back there. I don't want the tank behind the seat. I've said this a couple times, it stinks. If you get in a wreck, you're in trouble with it behind the seat. I just don't like it there. I don't want it there, and I ain't gonna have it there. Now, some people's gonna say it's not factory or whatever. None of this is factory. I done pulled the front end out and put a different front end under it. I put a different rear end under it. Different brake lines, different fuel lines, different motor, different transmission, different, I mean, everything about it's gonna be different. So it don't, that's not what I'm going after. I'm going after a driver. So that's what I'm making. Right here, transmission mount, we had a problem with it. So that brace I cut out up there, it had a shelf on it. So I cut it out, drilled a hole in it, put it up here, got it where it mounts. This goes all the way up, it dead ends right there where it's supposed to. That's for your emergency brake, it goes all the way back. I can still get to my bolt down here. I can get to my bolts here. So I think that's how I'm gonna leave that. I did get a drive shaft yesterday at the junkyard. It does fit the yoke. It's way too long. I knew it was gonna be too long. I'm gonna try to go to the drive shaft shop and have them make it this size, not this size. Basically, I'm trying to get the smallest thing I can get to go through this hole here. So when I put weight on the truck, it comes down and hits here. If these tires go all the way down, it goes down and hits down here. I'm trying to get a good balance in between smaller the drive shaft, the better off I'll be. So that's what I'm trying to do there. But there's the drive shaft that's going, there's the shaft that's going in it and the ends that's going in it. I'm gonna have the drive shaft made to fit it. So we'll do that. I'm trying to get everything from here to there done. That is the, that's where the cab goes. So I'm fixing to set this cab over on here in the next couple of days, and I'd like to get that little bit of stuff done there. So that's what we're working on. That's what we're working towards anyway. Still got to put the exhaust manifolds on it. I'm going to do that at a later date. I'm going to go ahead. This thing's missing 2 bolts for some reason. I'm sure in the old motor, the old car that it was in, vehicle that it was in, the wires probably went right there. That's why they pulled them 2 bolts. I'm going to go get 2 more and stick in there. So we'll be done with that. So the transmission is now mounted. That would have been virtually impossible. It could have been done, don't get me wrong, but it would have been real hard to do that underneath this truck, laying there trying to weld that up and get everything mounted right. Same way with this, that would have been real hard to get that the way I wanted it there, without being in trouble. So anyway, I got that done. Got the brake line ran, the fuel line ran. I'm fixing to paint that line there, I believe, where nobody can tell it's new. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. But that's all I got for this one. Got all that done. And we'll see what we can get into next time. Okay, y'all, we got the cab sitting on here. I got the bushings lined up. The cab mount bushings. I got those lined up on the front. I put the back in. The back, all these manufacturers are screwing people. They give you a bolt with a nut on it and say, okay, if your cage nut is messed up, which is this nut in here, that right there, they say, well, if your cage nut is messed up, we're gonna go ahead and give you a nut so you can knock that one off and put this new one on there, just in case. Well, what they really do is give you a whole different style of bolt and nut, and it don't have nothing to do with that. You've got to figure out how to get it to work. So I use the old nuts on the back, but I got another problem. The transmission there, as you can see, is hitting. So that work we did yesterday, raising that transmission mount and getting it leveled up, we raised it too much. So I got to get under there and cut the cross member out of here and lower it about an inch and a half, whatever that was, to make it fit. Your front mounts, they give you new bolts, new hardware. That one really don't matter because it was a nut and a bolt all the way through, so you can do whatever with it. But I've got it bolted in. I got the front ones loose. The back ones are tight. The front ones are loose because that transmission's hitting. So we got to find out exactly what we're doing here, and then we'll go from there. But we've got to cut the cross member out. And when I say cut, I mean we really got to cut it because the it's riveted in. So we're gonna have to drill the rivets out, cut it out. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but we'll get it. Then we got to wire the motor, but we're gonna do that first. Hey y'all, I just reworked this cross member. If you remember last time I had it here and kind of up, and the bolt went up here for this transmission mount. It was set up like so, and it was too high. So now we can go down here. We can get down another, I don't know, maybe 2 inches from where we was. So hopefully that will work. Basically what I did, I took a piece of 1/2 inch plate and cut that transmission cross member out because we needed to go right where that lip is. So I made a groove in there with a cutting torch that will fit my transmission cross member. Transmission mount. So it should snug in right there all the way up against the end and be good. But I gave me a little bit of travel because I've got 2 different spots I can bolt this in. So I left it a little long just to make sure to fit. But we should be good there. I got plenty of room where I can make it work. So just letting y'all know that the transmission cross member should be ready to go, and that'll keep it out of the way of the emergency brake. Also, the emergency brake, take 2, the emergency brake lever there, this is moving it even farther out of the way, so it will that will still move back and forth the way it's supposed to. So we should be good there. Should all be good to go. I'll let you know when I find out that it don't work or it does work or whatever we find out there. I could grind that a little more, but there's no need. It's not touching anything, and I did weld it top and bottom, so it should actually give it more support. I welded down these sides here, so that's where most of the support is. And these things, a flat piece of metal ain't the support, it's that angle. So I made sure I welded that angle off there on both sides, front and back, to make sure I didn't take all that strength out and it just collapsed right there in the middle. So I welded it up there and there to make sure. But anyway, if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Okay, y'all, this is what I was trying not to do. Lay up underneath this truck and bolt all this stuff on. That's why I had this truck rolled over, painting all this frame and all that good stuff, because I didn't want to be down here doing it. But here we are. Let's you know what the hardest part of any job is? They tell me getting started. I done stuck the cross member up in there, so I'm started. So that's the hardest part. Let me finish it and I'll get back with you. Okay, y'all, you can see right there and right there and right there and right there. I got the bolts in right there. I got the transmission mounted down. I made it just about perfect. If we go with a 350 turbo, we'll have to slide that back. See, there's another set of bolt holes there. You can go up or back. So if I end up putting a 350 turbo in there, I've got a little adjustment. Obviously, I can drill some more holes, but it's all bolted in. The transmission now, I'm gonna stick y'all up in here. Hopefully y'all can see something, but the transmission ain't nowhere close to touching. Hopefully y'all can see that, because I can't see nothing. We got a little problem, see? Let me get out from under here. These tires go flat, and when they go flat, the cab goes down. When the cab goes down, I can't get under here no more. I'm probably making y'all sick, but I can't get under here no more. So I got under there a minute ago and got stuck. Got a little scared. But here's the bottom of this cab. Everybody's wondering what it looks like, I'm sure. It's had some repair done there, but there's no rust in it at all now. There's some repair where somebody put a straight drive in it, but there's no rust at all in this cab. So that's why I was wanting this cab. What we're going to do, we're going to tighten the cab mounts right there. We're going to tighten the fronts. The backs have been tightened. All we got to do is tighten the fronts, and then we'll be golden. And I'll show you at the top side how much clearance we got. Okay, last time, y'all, right there it was touching. Now I've got a good inch and a half on it. Is that my finger, or is that just it? That's just it. I got a good inch and a half on it. So I'll see what I can do with it.